winning his first 235 to 213, then Anthony 237 to 224, and then Earl had tough luck against the hot hand here in Las Vegas of Emmett Shutes of State College, Pennsylvania, losing by 86. So we go into that final match, 21,000 to the winner, 11,000 for second. The tournament leader is Paul Moser, 31 years old, 5'4", 150 pounds. And leading off will be Shutes, who had a big 266 in the last game. Another one.
And the good breaks continue to go his way. But this game really means so much to Emmett Shutes, Chris. You know, the players have to, because the fields are so large in the tour, that other than the top 72 players and a few 10-time champions, all have to rabbit. And to get out of that rabbit squad for a year would be just tremendous, yet alone 21,000 for first place.
And the style of the tournament leader, who crossed over from his left-hand position and left the 8-pin on the right lane, Paul Moser.
Short Paul Moser, but watch this beautiful arm swing this boy has. He just pushes it out, locks that elbow, and keeps it there all the way in. Look at that dead lock, top of the position. Ideal position. All the way through. Look, it just slightly bent at the end.
And the U.S. Open champion in 1976, as marked with a spare in the first frame.
Paul Moser's wife, Debbie, is a 170 average bowler, and he says that she helps him quite a bit out here on the tour. And by that, it means helps him read the lanes and check his style, see if he's making any mistakes.
Bowling out of Somerset, Massachusetts, however, a native of Boston. Paul gets his first strike. This is a championship match, live head-to-head. Again, repeating, 21,000 to the winner, 11,000 for second. There's the Shutes with no PBA titles, not eligible for the Firestone Tournament of Champions. A win here would put him in. And it's a double, opening double. 10-pin lead for Emmett Shutes.
And his stroke is much better than in a previous game against Earl Anthony, Chris. He was a little shaky against Earl, got all the breaks, but he's won a game, and he's loosened up, he's relaxed, and what it does for a fellow to win one game on TV, he really has the momentum going. He threw that shot just perfect there in the second frame.
And the graduate of Penn State University leaves the 4-pin on the left lane.
Chris, 56 games these players bowled all week, and it's down to this last final game. 2 of them for the title and 21,000.
Down to the last 2 in a field of 396 that began on Monday.
Tommy Baker recovering from hand surgery. Dave Beckman, second week in a row into the finals. Bill George, Palmer Falgren's protege, and Rich Karuba, one of my good buddies who will be out there this winter and is stroking well. Dick Ritker of Old Man River, just steady. Craig Kutzer just returned from Europe, spent the summer over there. Hugh Miller and Todd Strebel.
The 2-4 for Moser in the third frame on the right lane.
And Don Johnson, multi-champion, lives right here. Joe Hutchinson, who also had hand surgery, and Dave Giles, one of the great athletes on the Pro Bowlers Tour, all-around athletes, rounding out the top 24.
So Karuba with Don Johnson, who now bowls out of Las Vegas. We had a couple of Las Vegas bowlers in the money. And that's good. Always good to have people who represent a local area where we go, Bo, doing fairly well.
Well, Johnson, as everybody knows, has lived here for a number of years. He's one of the all-time champions. I think he's second in titles with behind Earl Anthony and tied with Dick Weber. And he has helped Karuba. And it's Las Vegas, a lot of the bowlers like to settle in this area. They can train, run year-round, and it's still a great bowling town.
Fourth frame with a spare up for Paul Moser. Powerhouse strike, Moser. So, he trails by 9 now as he goes against Emmett Shutes.
Sir, excuse me. You just bought a new maintenance-free Firestone Forever battery. How come?
Well, the warranty. You see, if this battery ever fails to hold a charge for the original owner, that's me, in the car in which it was originally installed, right here, Firestone will replace it free with proof of purchase, provided it's not merely discharged or damaged due to accident or abuse. Oh, and I don't even have to put in water. Does that answer your question?
Yes, it sure does.
The Forever battery, now maintenance-free.
Hey, how'd you like some free gasoline when you fill up?
I like it a lot.
Change to new Quaker State Sterling motor oil.
Telling me an oil change?
Will get you better gas mileage. See, Quaker State Sterling is a whole new kind of oil, specially blended to lubricate better than regular oils. Less friction, so your engine will work less hard.
And use less gasoline.
It'll be like getting extra gas for free. Change to new Quaker State Sterling. It's like getting free gas with every tankful.
Next Saturday, the Pro Bowlers Tour moves to Alameda, California for the $100,000 Ford Open. The finest pro bowlers in the world battle it out. 3:30 Eastern and Pacific, 2:30 Central.
We're showing you our next 4 stops on the Professional Bowlers Tour telecasts, and the same time from now on, 3:30 Eastern and Pacific, 2:30 Central. Next week in Alameda for the Ford Open. Then we go to Grand Prairie, Texas. Quaker State Open, where Paul Moser really got his start winning the U.S. Open. To be followed by the Magic Score Open in beautiful San Antonio, Texas, and return to Florissant, Missouri. That'll be 4 weeks from today. That was a strike for Emmett Shutes in the 4th frame. He defeated Earl Anthony 266 to 180 in the semifinal to get to this final and championship game.
And I'll have to give Emmett Shutes credit, Chris. I've seen him bowl over the last 2 years, and he said he made some improvements with the help of his coach, and those improvements were a little different grip in the ball and a little different approach, and just those little tips have really made a big difference in this young man.
After a beautiful follow-through, he has doubled here in the final game.
And there you can see the difference there. The tremendous power he got on that ball is from being relaxed. A bowler does not want to squeeze the ball. He has to let that wrist do the work. Hold that ball nice and loosely in your hand. Snap that wrist through. Moser, who's coming up on the right-hand lane, that's the one that's given him trouble. It's the one that gave the other lefty, Earl Anthony, trouble. He has to conquer this to win the tournament.
Good double. All right, double for Paul Moser, the tournament leader.
And what a great shot. He never flinched or anything. That smooth, fluid arm swing came right through, and he put the match right back in perspective and can take the lead right here. Trailing by 9, coming up on his good lane. Moser was so confident before we went on the air, Chris. He just said, I can win this. This is my condition, and I'm ready. So it's going to be a battle of 2 strong minds and 2 great players.
Oh, and that is really cutting the lead to 1, or taking the lead by 1 pin with that 3-bagger.
And watch this ball crush these pins. You want to see some pins leave the lanes quickly. Watch this. This ball is just perfect all the way. He's just going to bang. They're all going to go straight up in the air. Goodbye. All 10 in a pit.
Now with the double up, Emmett Shutes. Leaving the 10 on the right lane.
And the first time all day, luck has not favored Emmett Shutes. The solid 10. Watch the 3 drive in the 6, and 6 just go right around the top, spinning around the top of the 10. See a tough break in a crucial situation.
So for Shutes, it's 118 through the 5th with a spare up in the 6th. Peggy Shutes watching, the blonde.
Emmett Shutes' long-range goals for the Pro Bowlers Tour are to stay out here and be successful for 10 years, and at the rate he's going this year, he's got a good start, and invest and own his own pro shop, Chris. He says he loves to help people and drill bowling balls, and he loves that business.
His hobbies, billiards and golf. All right, for Shutes, strike in the 7th frame here of this final game. Moser in his first game of the afternoon as a result of being the tournament leader. Shutes had to defeat Earl Anthony, which he did by 86 pins in the semifinal. Now Moser with a 3-bagger, shooting in the 7th frame. A 7-pin.
Oh my goodness, Chris. Wow, did he sock that one to it. That 4-pin just never even had a chance to hit the 7. He hit it so hard. He is really stroking well. He's got both lanes figured out. All he can do is make good shots and hope that that he can come out a victor. Now, a situation like this, Moser leads by 1, but it's getting down to the end of the match, and the man who is usually the most determined and who is really concentrating usually ends up the winner. So anything could happen.
Out of the total purse of $125,000 here at the Showboat Lanes, 32 of it is riding on this game. Leaving the 3 on the left lane.
As our statistician just put up on the scoreboard, Chris, it's a big all even with 3 frames left. A whole week's work lie in the next 5 minutes.
And 10,000 difference, winning or losing. So that is Paul Moser, the tournament leader, marking with a spare in the 8th frame. And quickly up is Emmett Shutes.
This man was great in the clutch last night, and I asked him what went through his mind when he needed one. He says he takes a little extra time, and he says he just prays for help. Doesn't try to think about his bowling game. Relax, and let whatever will be, will be.
So the 2-year veteran of the Marine Corps has left a 9-pin, shooting in the 8th frame.
As all the signs of that second match we had between Roth and Anthony, it could go right and even have a tie in our final match. Both players working at a 218 clip.
.158 through the 7th, a spare up, and for Moser, his opponent, 158 through the 7th with a spare up in the 8th. So now we go to the 9th frame for 33-year-old Emmett Shutes.
Scoreboard tells the story. Crowd, a little murmur, and just dead quiet.
Coming through.
And you can see the reaction of wife Peggy. She knows the score. Here's the situation. In order to maintain the pace, Moser needs a strike or he falls behind in the 9th frame. Right-hand lane.
This is good stuff, Bo.
Well, for this much money, their heartbeat is up and everything. This is what champions are made of. Who can perform in this situation? Oh,
7-pin.
unbelievable. Chris, he is throwing a ball in the 7th and 9th frame. You just do not want to throw him any better. And you watch the disconsolate reaction this young man has when he knows he's throwing it perfect. That good follow through. Look at how good that arm came through extension. He knows where it is. He knows that's as good as I can throw it. Oh.
And a little cross lane from the left side to cover that 7th pin with a spare in the 9th, 1 pin. 2-time PBA titleist Paul Moser going against Emmett Shutes, who wants to win his first.
Shutes is in the driver's seat. Both these young men are such great gentlemen, Chris. It's hard to see or even feel that one of them's going to lose, but somebody's got to come out the winner. All right. Chris, we have such a possibility of a tie, it's unbelievable. Moser is trailing by 1. If he gets a strike in the 11th frame to make a double out of it, he will take the lead. But by no means can he shut out Emmett Shutes. Emmett Shutes can still determine his own end in the 10th frame.
We saw a very tense Debbie Moser. They were married in November.
Well, he did get a good break on that. He pulled the ball a little high and left this, had the 6-8-10 standing and kicked him out. But really hasn't had too much justice yet. Watch the 3-pin go to the sideboard and work over that 6-10. He'll take out the 8. Here's the situation. Emmett Shutes, who's coming up in the 10th frame, if he strikes on this ball, is a new Showboat champion and has his first title. If he spares, we have a possibility of a tie. He can win it or lose it. It'll all go down to the last ball. But if he strikes on this ball, he is the winner.
There's Peggy. 21 to the winner, 11,000 to the loser.
What a great break he just got. It is Emmett Shutes' day. I think he says something good has to happen to Pennsylvania after Alabama walked all over him. So maybe it's coming back here.
So after bowling a 266 and ousting Earl Anthony, we have 33-year-old Emmett Shutes at State College, Pennsylvania, in the toughest of competition.
And give credit to Paul Moser. He bowled great too, Chris.
238 to 217 in the final game. And Tackett hugs the first-time champion. He's the product of the PBA regional competition, where he always cashed but never won even a regional tournament. Now, here in Las Vegas at one of the big ones, congratulated by magician Johnny Paul. So, Emmett Shutes is the winner, and we'll be talking to him after this.
A beautiful new breed of Mustang is off and running for 79. The all-new Mustangs from Ford. Dramatic new styling in a full line of 2-door and 3-door hatchback models. From the elegance of a thoroughbred gear to the excitement of Mustang sport, with a wide choice of engines, powertrains, and options to satisfy a wide range of needs. And a sticker price to help you bring one home. Capture the beautiful new breed of Mustang for 79 at your Ford dealer now.
Now comes Miller time. You've turned a dangerous ledge of new powder into a harmless pile of snow. Now's the time to head for the best-tasting beer you can find. Miller High Life, America's quality beer since 1855.
If you've got the time, we've got the beer. Miller beer.
Next, the world's best and most beautiful. It's the greatest day in American gymnastics history on ABC's Wide World of Sports.
All right, Emmett Shutes is no longer a rabbit. He has just defeated Paul Moser 238 to 217. We're going to return to the Showboat lanes, but first we're going to go across to the East Coast for a Sports Watch